Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
Talking about finances can be confusing, difficult, scary, murky even. But it doesn't have to be with Money Mentor by Michigan First Credit Union on your side. More than 90 years ago, Michigan First was founded on the principle of putting education first. Today, Money Mentor continues that tradition because affording the lifestyle you want isn't always easy. Check us out at MichiganFirstMoneyMentor.com or follow us on social media for tips, tricks, blogs, and videos today.
Coaches, officials, and spectators. We encourage the cheering of your team, but with the spirit of good sportsmanship kept in mind. Before we announce the starting lineups, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Michigan Dearborn enters today's game with a mark of 1-5 and 1-2 record in the half. Here is the starting five.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Don Ruther Fieldhouse on the campus of Lawrence Tech University. And we got a college basketball doubleheader coming your way right here on the LTU Sports Network as the women's team, the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils, are looking to bounce back and win their first game in conference play as they take on the Wolverines of U of M Dearborn. Thank you for joining us for this WAC conference matchup at Southfield. I'm John Stowe with you on the call, and my partner today is Jan Vilker. And Jan, this team definitely needs a spring of offense. I talked to Grace Howerton earlier. She said that we're very solid on defense, but we need to have a lot more threats than just Kendall Fisher on the offensive board.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is what the Blue Devils need, is to have great offense there. Of course, in the last match against U of Mount Vernon Nazarene, they only have 24 out of 68 field goal attempts. And despite the career high of 17 points thanks to Addie Nagle, the Blue Devils were falling short. So if the Blue Devils wanted to win this game, they need to have great offense. And that's what they need to do right now.
Yeah, for U of M Dearborn coming in with a not-so-good record of 1-5, and they're 0-2 in conference play. This team's only averaging about 58, close to 59 points a game, and they're not shooting the ball that well. They won the first game of the year, and then after that, they've lost 6 straight. So after that, it's basically like this is the better of 2 worst teams, trying to figure out themselves early on in conference play.
Yeah, absolutely. And U of M Dearborn is, struggling just like LTU, but they're in a much bad position as the Blue Devils are. Of course, in the last game, for U of M Dearborn, they were playing at Lords, where India Grissom tied a game high of 19 points in 18 of 15 field goal attempts. And of course, Abby Fullerton picking up 17 points with 4 3-pointers. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough for U of M Dearborn to get the job done against Lords.
Grace Howerton mentioned Abby Fullerton as a key player comes off the bench, but she's making the start here this afternoon. We're underway, and it's U of M Dearborn who comes up with it. And that's Sydney Dixon who came away with it. Gives it away to Fullerton. Pulling it up top for Madalena Ochoa. Gives it back up top for Dixon. She'll take a 3-point shot. It goes in and out. Rebounded by Kendall Fisher. for U of M Dearborn underneath the coaching of Brooke Bowers in her second season with the Wolverines. And Maddie Long will pass it off to Jade Ferris. Ferris will hand it off to Fisher. Fisher in and out, goes to the corner, 3-ball coming, and it's way over the mark. And it will be picked up in the corner by Ochoa.
Of course, Julia Huey was 2 for 6 in 3-pointers. She had the most attempts in that game against Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Rebounded there by Huey. Fisher brings it up, hands it off to Long. Now over to Huey. Directing traffic. Now Jade Ferris in and out, over to Fisher. Fisher down the lane. Bureau steps in and trying to curl one in, but it could not go through. Ochoa with the rebound. She'll bring it up. Give it off to Sania Smith. And Smith with the lane open, and she gets the first bucket of the night.
No one's covering up there for number 20, Sienna Smith. Blue Devils need to get the defense going. Just like you said, of course, Blue Devils got some good defense, but they need some good offense to go along with it.
Trying to capitalize, answer quickly. Into the corner for Addie Nagel. Shot clock down to 7. Fisher will put up a 3, it was tipped. And quickly put back up and in right before the buzzer by like that Huey rather.
What a way to grab it from Julia Huey. And of course, like I said, of course, 2 and 6 in 3-pointers, but she picked up 7 points and 3 rebounds.
Ball was took it away. Fisher got a hand in it and taken away by Maggie Long. So now Fisher, give it away to Long. Now Nagel back to Long. Maggie Long, 3-ball coming, and it's right through. Maggie Long with her first bucket of the night, and it comes from downtown.
Nice way to get it going from downtown from Maddie Long. Get things going here. She played 19 minutes at Mount Vernon Nazarene. Only picking up a couple of points and a couple of rebounds.
India Grissom steps out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover for the Wolverines.
Wolverines, tough break so far this season, but you know, like I said, of course, there's throughout the 6 points there. They only got like only 1 win so far this year, but they have never picked up a conference win so far.
Nagel on the drive, there was a foul called. And Nagel will go to the line and shoot 2.
So first foul of the game goes to U of M Dearborn and Addie Nagel.
Foul was called on Abby Fullerton. And Nagel knocks down the first free throw shot.
Addie Nagel was 2 for 2 in free throw attempts against Mount Vernon Nazarene while playing 28 minutes.
And 2 for 2 thus far here tonight. And now LTU will provide a little bit of pressure. Kind of a zone type. Full court press, trying to lay a trap. Now it's Ochoa. Gives away to Fullerton. Now down low, wide open is Ochoa, and that's an easy bucket right there.
Good coverage there from Marlene Ochoa there. Just making it look easy, scoring it off the glass.
Nagel inside the paint, through traffic, and curls one in. Nagel through the traffic.
Nicely done for Addie Nagel. Like I said, had a career high of 17 points. And you can see the pressure going on here for LTU.
And that will be a backcourt violation as the Wolverines cannot get it past center court. So great defensive display by LTU right there, which they've been talking about. The solid defense that they've had all year. Now they just got to keep pace up with the offense.
And of course, they do got to get the pace going here on the offensive side of things. Here.
And it will be an offensive foul as Jade Ferris is called for an illegal screen. That'll be a first foul against LTU.
And that'll be on Addie Nagel.
Gabby Goff will check in for Jade Ferris. Good sign to see Gabby Goff back as she spent last year all on the bench. And it's a great sign. One of the senior leaders of this squad. There's 4 of them, along with Kendall Fisher, Julia Huey, and Kylie Beatty. Drive down the lane, too hard. Ochoa with the rebound. Good hustle right there. Back up top, down low for Smith. And there'll be a foul called on Gabby Goff. That was great hustle by Madalena Ochoa. And possession stays with the Wolverines.
Of course, Gabby Goff played 11 minutes at Mount Vernon Nazarene. She only picked up 3.3 rebounds. She was 1 for 3 in field goal attempts and 1 for 4 in free throws.
Kylie Beatty checks in for Julia Huey. As the Wolverines will have to inbound from underneath. Fullerton was able to keep it in play. Smith inside the paint. Puts it up, and it's short. Rebounded by Fisher. Quickly in transition. Fisher hits a Nagel on the run. Nagel backs up. Down low for Maggie Long. Now back up top will reset. They move it around the perimeter. Back to Fisher. Fisher, pull-up jumper. Kept in play. Nicely by Fisher.
What a catch there by Kendall Fisher. And she went all alone by herself, and she puts it in.
That is why she's the playmaker of this squad, and she's come back for a 5th year. Foul on the play by Maggie Long as Sydney Dixon hit the deck.
And of course, Kendall Fisher picking up 8 points against Mount Vernon Nazarene, along with 7 assists and 6 rebounds. And of course, we got a timeout here.
Timeout was called by Brooke Bowers in her 2nd season for the women's basketball team of UM Dearborn. So from what you've seen so far, it seems like they finally figured out some stuff on offense. They're able to give themselves a little bit of cushion. Now they're up by 7.
They're definitely finding their groove here so far in the opening 4.5 so in minutes. You know, I gotta say, this Blue Devil team is definitely trying to find their confidence, find their groove on the offensive side of things there. With Kendall Fisher and Addie Nagel being the playmakers here, this is a good sign for this Blue Devils team going forward.
No, definitely, especially after that close matchup that they had with Aquinas, in which they were shut out in the first quarter by 9-0. The final last score was 49-47. You and I were even shocked how close it was for a low-scoring game.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was a struggle for the Blue Devils in the first half, but they managed to find their groove, and they're trying to get their main focus there, and hopefully they were nearly close to making a comeback, but they fall short going forward.
It is very crucial in these conference-type games as Brooklyn Taylor checks in for U of M Dearborn. Fullerton inside the paint in the middle of a trap. Hands it off to Taylor. Up top. Now quick, long 3. That one goes in and out. Fullerton took a bid from way downtown and came up just short.
Fullerton took a gamble on the 3-point shot. Now Maddie Long can go for it, and she almost got it.
So almost a near response. Maggie Long was going for her 2nd 3-pointer of the day. Dixon down low, and she is fouled going on the way up by Nagel. And Grace Howard can't believe that call right there. They're calling it for a shove, and that's Nagel's first foul. And with that foul, that brings in Bailey Stevens. Stevens, the freshman guard out of Warsaw, Indiana. One of the new additions of this squad, a very talented one, and Grace Howard has talked about a lot during the preseason.
And she only played 15 minutes against Taylor last month, or just a few weeks ago. And I gotta say, Bailey Stevens will definitely be getting their calm and confidence going forward here for the freshmen.
Trying to build that confidence for this young team that just continues to grow. They have 16 total players on this roster. Hands it off to Beatty, back up for Stevens. Stevens to Long. Maggie Long back up top for Fisher. Quickly over to Beatty. Beatty down the baseline. And it rolls in and out. Rebounded by Goff. She maintains possession. Back up top. Long thought about a 3. Floater on the run, and it goes in. Maggie Long with the little floater.
That's a good finish there from Maddie Long, who now has 5 points in this game.
Grissom got stripped away. Fisher comes up with it. In transition, Fisher on the run. Got tipped away, and it will remain with LTU.
And Kendall Fisher is putting on the afterburners here, going all alone. She nearly went all alone by herself. Driving it to the basket. A good thing it stays with LTU.
Madalena Ochoa checks back in. They'll have to inbound from underneath. Up top for Stevens. Hands it off to Beatty. Beatty down low, just outside the paint. Quick shot off the rim, and we will get a foul called. And it will be on Beatty. It'll be offensive foul, and we go the other way.
Yeah, it is on Kylie Beatty. That's her first foul of the game. Going for an offensive foul.
And it's just about one more. In fact, it is. But it's U of M Dearborn into the bonus. Lily Miller checks in, and she quickly turns it over on the travel.
Took too many stamps.
Miller, the freshman, center and forward, 6'2" out of Norton Shores, Michigan. Now Long, send it over to Beatty. Beatty back over to Long. Long down low, puts it off the glass and in. A fine piece of work right there by Maggie Long down the lane.
Nicely done by Maggie Long. I mean, she is definitely getting things going here for the Blue Devils here in this first quarter.
Ochoa inside the paint, back up top. Down the lane, now back up top again for Taylor. Taylor over to Smith. Smith down low, puts it up and off the glass and in it goes. Sienna Smith.
Nicely done for Sienna Smith, who had a 15.4 rebound night while playing 24 minutes at Lord's.
And Grace Howard had mentioned that Smith is one of the players that they will rely to at all times from U of M Dearborn. Gabby Goff down low against Miller, and it's off the iron and rebounded by Smith. Quickly in transition, Grissom, and we got a foul down low, and the foul will be on Bailey Stevens. That's her first. LTU is getting a bit of foul trouble right here, and we got 2:50 left here in the first quarter. It'll be Grissom to go to the line to shoot two.
And of course, India Grissom, one of the key players. I was looking forward here for this U of M Dearborn. The first time I called a match, it was supposed to be a U of M Dearborn that was supposed to be playing at Dearborn, but instead they had to move the game to this place. And that was on January 10th of this year. And of course, Isaiah Grissom has been definitely getting things going here for this Wolverines team.
Yeah, of course, with U of M Dearborn, it's just a program that's just continuing to grow every year, and they might not have the facilities available to host their own games, but as they continue to grow and just continue to grow even more, the more the facilities will come. And that's a great drive right there by Eddie Nagel to get the points right back. Taylor bring it up, hands it off to Grissom. Grissom into traffic, hands it off for Smith. Smith with a three-pointer from the corner, up and out, rebounded by Ochoa, and it will go the other way.
Lily Miller was trying to keep it in play, but could not get it just in time. She was out of reach.
And in terms of rebounds thus far, LTU does lead the way. It's 8-6 in favor of the rebound game. Now Fisher, she'll pull up three off the side of the rim. And U of M Dearborn will wisely let it go out of bounds. 17-9, about 2 minutes remaining. Taylor into the corner. Ochoa right around into traffic. LTU with a bit of a zone-type defense. Also man-to-man, nearly taken away. Back up top for Taylor, loose ball, and it will go the other way off the turnover.
It was last touch off of Brooklyn Taylor.
Make that 7 turnovers compared to the Blue Devils 1 thus far. So this is a great sign. The defense has been solid, and they're forcing U of M Dearborn to make mistakes.
And that's what it's all about there. You see the defense, they're definitely handing some good pressure on the Wolverine side. And of course, they only got 1 turnover in this game.
Nagel directing traffic. Jade Ferris back into the game. Ferris with a wraparound and a beauty of a bucket right there. Jade Ferris with her first bucket of the night.
Good finish there for Jade Ferris going into the lane.
Off the side of the rim, picked up by Ferris.
That shot came off of Brooklyn Taylor.
Over to Stevens. Stevens got hit Nearly got away from Ferris. Inside the paint and off the glass and in, and another beauty of a bucket by Jade Ferris as she is 2 for 2 in back-to-back plays. Now Grissom against Nagel. Keeping her around the perimeter. Up top of the key for Ochoa. Ochoa down the lane against Stevens. And they called for a charge. Wow. Almost a bit of hesitation right there with the call, but it goes LTU's way.
I'm surprised Ochoa getting the call.
The LTU will take it as we got 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Long over to Nagel. She crosses half court. Nagel full head of steam, and she'll be called for a carry. Almost a rarity of a call right there, but it's close enough.
It's very rare to call a carrying foul.
As most point guards or even just guards in general just do that kind of technique just to maintain good control of the basketball right there.
You don't see that very often, to be honest. But a carrying is a carrying.
LTU up by 18. Fullerton got stripped away by Stevens. Stevens on the run. Stevens full head of steam, pull up, and it's off the iron, and it stays with LTU with 7 seconds remaining.
It was last shot off of Brooklyn Taylor once again. Good thing LTU is definitely getting things going here before this first quarter ends.
One more chance to score before the quarter ends. Huey, pull-up shot by Long. It's no good, and that is how the first quarter will come to end. So LTU with a good offensive response from having lost 2 in a row, make that 3 in a row after losing 3 straight. They now lead this first quarter by 18, 21-9. Your thoughts, John?
Good first quarter here for the Blue Devils. They definitely get things going here so far here, and I gotta say, the defense definitely impressive here in the first quarter, and the offense definitely get things going here. It's just a good start. Well, of course, let's see how. It'll be interesting to see how the second quarter will go here.
No, definitely. Just to keep the defense going, because if you hold a team from double-digit points out of the first quarter after Aquinas held LTU to basically 0 points after 1 quarter.
Absolutely.
That's already impressive enough. So hopefully this defense can stay solid like that, and LTU has an even bigger lead going into the halftime.
Absolutely, and the defense wants to make sure they stay solid in that way. So going into the second quarter, we'll see how the defense of LTU can go through it here against this U of M Dearborn side.
Grace Hargen said that in their last practice, they let Kendall Fisher sit it all out. So that way more players have a chance to step up and make more plays and just score more on the offensive board, make more playmakers, and they've already got plenty. Maggie Long with 7 points, adding Nagel with 6. Huey and Ferris, they have a couple of buckets each. So everybody's starting to contribute more, so that way they don't have to rely on Kendall Fisher all the time.
Yeah, good thing that LTU is making things up here from that loss against Mount Vernon Nazarene. They only have 3 for 16 in 3-pointers and 5 for 12 in 3 throws. So what a way to get things going here in the first quarter.
We're about to start second quarter of play in first half. LTU leading by 18. This is a good sign if you're Grace Howard and company. Losing 3 straight after winning your first game of the season. And also not only just getting 1 win just at home, but looking for another and trying to get even up back in conference play.
And it's a tough stretch for LTU to lose 3 straight after getting the win.
Down low for Ferris. Ferris nearly got away from Nagel. She regains it. Trying to hit Ferris down low again. Ferris inside the paint. Quick turtle shot. And that one goes down. Jade Ferris putting on a show here in the first half. That's 3 straight buckets and 3 straight possessions.
And Jade Ferris definitely made it look easy, getting the score off the glass.
Brianna Hurt also checks in for U of M Dearborn as well. Fullerton down the lane, and she is called for the travel. She went walking, and we will walk the other way with LTU. Good support by the LTU band right there.
They say you can't do that.
Can't go walking, but we will be walking. Huey down low for Ferris. Another one.
And Ferris will head to the line.
Still great stuff right there. Just grabbing it on transition. One bounce, either drop step or a wrap around inside the paint, trying to go for the quick hook, and it results in a foul right here. Foul is on Brianna Hurd. That's her first after coming in for the first time tonight.
Jay Ferris now 5 for 6 coming into tonight as she cashed in the first bucket. And then, of course, in the last game against Mount Vernon Nazarene, she was 0 for 1 in 3-pointers, and she cashed in both of them.
Nails both of them right there. And Ferris now with 8 points on the night. LTU with a bit of a zone read. Grissom. Good defense right there. Puts it right back up to the top of the key for Fullerton. Against Huey. Grissom, 3-pointer shot. Goes in and out, rebounded by Nagel. They keep U of M Dearborn from reaching double digits. Huey, back up top for Fisher. Fisher back out to Huey. Huey all the way across. Nagel drives down, and she will go to the line to shoot 2. Nagel will go to the charity stripe for the second time in this game.
Yeah, so LTU, nice way to get things going here. Addie Nagel 2 for 2 tonight in free throw attempts.
And that's the one thing about Nagel. She's not a key perimeter shooter. She is more of a drive taker. She sees a lane and she just takes it. She forces pressure by taking it into the lane. That time she faked the option out to Ferris and decided to take it herself. And a result, she goes to the line.
Absolutely.
And she is 4 for 4 thus far. So Nagel contributing as she is up to now 8 points as well.
She's now 4 for 4 in free throw attempts. And right now, LTU is taking this game over here in the first half.
Kiara Callison checks in for U of M Dearborn. Near a trap. Hands it off. Fullerton down the lane. Rolls off. Rebounded by Callison. Ball is loose and it's picked up by Maggie Long. Ball loose again. It's picked up by Nagel. Nagel in transition. Huey down low. Inside down low for Ferris. Comes up empty.
Coming up short.
Rebounded by Ochoa. Now she has a full head of steam. The floater try rolls off. Huey with the rebound.
And again, LTU trying to get an attempt to go into double digits, but cannot connect.
Free ball from Maggie Long. Off the heel. Rebounded by Callison. Taylor will give it off to Fullerton. Picks up her dribble. Gives it away to Grissom. Grissom, pull-up shot from the top of the key is short. And we will go the other way with the Blue Devils.
And now we got some more subs coming in for U of M Dearborn. And this is what I like here in this first half. Good offense, good defense. So far, Blue Devils are definitely shutting U of M Dearborn out here. And they got so far 6 second quarter points.
And another big thing to contribute is that everybody is contributing thus far. Jade Ferris down the lane, rolls off, and still maintains the rebound. Right forward right there. Huey, pull-up jumper try. She sinks that one. Woo! Huey now up to 4 points. But like I said, everybody else contributing, making Kendall Fisher's work a lot easy. She only has 2 points on the night. Everybody else is almost up to 8.
And that's what Grace Harrigan definitely wants to see from this Blue Devil side after that loss against Mount Vernon Nazarene. And there's another one.
Stripped away, picked away by Nagel. In transition, down low for Huey, and they finish it off.
What a
timeout called by Brooke Bowers. LTU is having a blast in the first half.
What a combination.
Now the lead up to 22. What a game.
It was Nagel, Fisher to Huey, and man, what a finish that was here with 6:31 to play.
A more simpler term, a little tic-tac-toe right to finish it on that transition.
That's good. That's good to say because as you see the key offensive like Huey, Fisher, Nagel. You put in these 3 there in the starting 5, I'll tell you, they're ready to go to work any kind of way.
still holding U of M Dearborn to under double-digit points. They have not yet to score in the second half, in the second quarter rather. This defense is that good. Grace Harjan mentioned the defense is still solid. We're good at holding our team, holding our opponents to a lower amount of points, and this is a great example. Now the offense is finally picked up. After losing 3 straight, after games that were so close, games that got away, the offense is finally clicking, and they have responses, and then some.
And the defense has been definitely going well. So far, they're shutting out U of M Dearborn here in the second quarter here after picking up 21 first quarter points to Dearborn's 9.
And they're currently on a 10-0 run here in the second quarter, as LTU is just having fun as they're trying to even up their conference record to 1-1. In their last conference matchup, you and I, Jan, were on that call. It was a close one. LTU was shut out in the first quarter, 9-0. The final score was 49-47, and Aquinas came away with it. 2-point jumper try by Ochoa. Ball is loose, picked up by Sienna Smith. And we got a 3-second violation, and we go the other way, and that's another turnover for the Wolverines.
So far now, 11 turnovers for U of M Dearborn, and this is not a good look there for the Wolverines.
And only 2 turnovers for LTU thus far. Now Fisher, down low, spin move, fadeaway jumper try. She picks it up. Another try, and she is fouled, and she will go to the line.
Nice work there for Kendall Fisher, getting things going.
That is classic Kendall Fisher, never giving up on a play until it's fully over. So she will go to the line. As for U of M Dearborn, that's their 3rd team foul here in the second quarter, as Fisher nails the first one. LTU was already in foul trouble in the first quarter. That put U of M Dearborn into the bonus. Not much came out of it. So this time they're playing more conservative, not fouling, and they're putting U of M Dearborn right on their heels, forcing them to foul.
And they definitely be doing impressive thoughts here. So coming into tonight, of course, as Kendall Fisher made both free throws. She was 9 for 10 in free throw attempts. Now she's 10. Now she's 11 for 12 here on the season.
Down low against Beatty, and that's a good hook shot right there. And that will snap the streak. And U of M Dearborn, the first time tonight, is in double digits. So a good defensive run and a good offensive display, but now LTU is just looking for more. Around the perimeter they go. Beatty picks it up with dribble, hands it off to Nagel. And we got a foul, and they will have to inbound from the sideline. Well, it's going to be on Sydney Dixon for a reach. That will be her first foul.
And of course, Sydney Dixon played 23 minutes at Lord. She had 3.3 rebounds, and she was 1 for 4 in field goal attempts.
Lead remains to 22. Inbounded to Fisher. Fisher outside. Huey, 3-ball coming, and it's through. Huey with the first 3-ball of the night for herself.
Julia Huey is definitely putting on a show here tonight for LTU, and what a block
that shot was rejected by Jade Ferris. Good, clean block right there by Ferris, forcing U of M Dearborn inbound from underneath.
So that's our first block of the game for Jade Ferris.
And that will be a double dribble called against Sienna Smith. That's just great defensive work again by Jade Ferris. Putting on a trap in the corner, forcing her to dribble again. Easy turnover. 5 minutes remaining, second quarter. Around the perimeter to Beatty. Beatty, 1v1, gives it off to Nagel. Fisher now down low to Ferris. Ferris, spin move inside the paint, and another beauty of a bucket by Jade Ferris. She's got 10 on the night.
What a way to put on an impressive showing here for Jade Ferris. Getting things going here inside the bucket. And of course, a good response for our Wolverines.
A response bucket by Madalena Ochoa. Fisher again down the lane, off the glass, and picked up by Smith. Quickly in transition, and Beatty comes away with it. LTU regains possession. Nagel Gives it away to Huey. Over to Beatty. Now back to Huey. Fisher in the corner. Good leading pass by Ferris and another bucket.
How about that? That was a good finish there from Jay Ferris and a nice good pass there from Julia Huey.
Make that 12 for Jade Ferris, as her contributions are so huge. Down low, Smith. And that one got a friendly roll inside for Sienna Smith. So Dearborn had a couple of response buckets of their own, but still LTU has responses of their own. The lead is still leads up to 25. Nagel directing traffic. Ferris, now Nagel drives the lane to the baseline, and Nagel puts it up and in, and Grace Howerton's going to call a timeout with 3:11 left to go and make that a 27-point deficit. LTU is running away here in the first half.
They are definitely running away with it, and I'm so proud of this Blue Devils team is definitely putting on a show here in this first half. 42 points on the board, and they're cruising here so far. They only got a couple of turnovers here, and they are so perfect in free throw attempts, but 50% of field goal attempts, but Blue Devils are definitely cruising along here.
And another impressive line. 14 turnovers, they've got 16 buckets in totals of points off those turnovers. That number is so crucial because you want to have more points than the opponent has turnovers off those turnovers.
Absolutely.
So it's just so huge to capitalize on the mistakes on the opponents, and LTU is just doing exactly just that. As we got plenty of subs going in. Abby Ray checks in. Freshman out of Midland, Michigan. Bailey Stevens checks back in as well, along with Maggie Long.
And of course, Abby Ray played 7 minutes at Mount Vernon Nazarene, and she had 3 rebounds in that game.
Quickly in transition. Long gets up top to Stevens. She thought about it, and she's going to be called for a travel. Got a little bit of happy feet. And Stevens thought about a 3, but decided to take a drive. And that'll be another turnover. Ellie Zoomer also checks in as well for U of M Dearborn. Also with Lily Miller. Ochoa gives it off to Sienna Smith. Smith against Ray. Now over to Grissom. Quickly back up top for Ochoa. Jade Ferris cutting in. Good bounce pass up to Bailey Stevens. She regains her dribble. Gets it away to Ray. Ray back up to Fisher. Fisher directing traffic, slowing things down a bit. Down low for Ferris, and it got off her hand. Quickly in transition. Ochoa. Pull-up jumper. Off the heel. Rebounded by Smith. She lost it on the way up. Regains it. And again, Ochoa comes up away with the rebound. Back up top. Grissom. Off the heel. Rebounded by Ray. Quickly gets it out to Fisher. Quickly in transition. Down low for Maggie Long, and she is fouled on the way up, and she would go to the line.
Wow. That was a good look there from Maddie Long. Almost put it in the bucket, but good thing she'll head over to the line.
Long coming up a little bit gingerly right there.
And this is her
working
first,
out that knee.
it
was a bit of a hard foul by Ochoa on the other end, and a bit of a nasty spill. Gabby Goff checks back in for Jade Ferris.
Of course, Maddie Long 3 for 3 coming into tonight in free throw attempts.
Nearly as reliable as they come, along with Fisher and company. Getting crucial points, trying to extend this lead. We're under 2 minutes left to go. LTU running away. This is the offensive display that they've been wanting all year. And it could not come at a better time in conference play when you're trying to even up all your stuff.
And things could get tightened up here, especially conference play. You want to make sure to get the impressive performance going here for your team. And you got to make sure to get things going along ahead forward.
Grissom against Fisher. Drive down the lane. Back out top. Zoomer. Shots off the heel. Rebounded by Stevens. Stevens. Good ball control. Gives it away to Long. Now to Fisher. Grissom on the defense. Picks it up. Gets it back up top for long. Now to Gabby Goff down low. 1v1, and it's taken away by Miller. Good takeaway right there by Lily Miller. In down the lane, quick pass out. Grisham took her time with it, and is off the side of the rim. Picked up, rebounded by Ray.
100 minutes to go here.
Abby Ray coming in, gets a couple of rebounds. Stevens quickly out top. Abby Ray with a 3-ball shot, and it's just short. 35 seconds remaining in the second quarter. LTU having fun, but they're definitely looking for more before this half comes to an end. Taylor taking her time.
Taylor trying to
Tipped
take her
up.
time. Oh!
Taken away by Goff. Great defensive work by Bailey Stevens. Shot clock will be put off. LTU with one more opportunity to extend the lead even further before the half. Pull-up shot by Long, and it goes in. That will be the exclamation point on this first half of play right here at Don Ruther Fieldhouse. A 31-point lead for LTU going into the half. Jan, your thoughts? You got to be so excited about this offensive display.
Absolutely. I mean, this LTU team knows what they wanted to do. Grace Harrigan definitely told them that we got to make sure to tighten up the defense, and they have done just that. And so this team definitely cruising along here in the first half.
They hold U of M Dearborn to only 15 points. They've got 31 extra points to extend their lead. So in about 15 minutes, we will return to Don Ruther Fieldhouse right here on the LTU Network for the second half of play between Lawrence Tech and U of M Dearborn. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Don Ruther Fieldhouse. It is the second half of play, and after a very entertaining first half of play, LTU, the Blue Devils, are up by 31. It's 46-15. The defense has been unstoppable. John Snow and Jan Volker on the call for you guys. Jan, impressive first half for the Blue Devils. Solid defense and a good, solid effort on offense. How do you think to keep it rolling?
They got to keep doing what they got to do. They got to have more defense, get things going. They got to get more offensive ability, getting things going. So far, it's been very impressive in the first half, and so far, it'll be interesting to see how the second half will go.
I mean, just look by all the numbers. They lead everything. 19 points off of turnovers, 26 points in the paint, 10 second chance points, 4 fast break points, and they did not allow Dearborn to score double digits in either quarter. So Grissom will hand things off. Fresh into the game, first opportunity of the night is Sarah Malik. Grissom again, hands it off to Morgan Miller, her first sight of action here tonight as well. Now gives it away to Ochoa, down the lane, good reverse hook shot right there off the glass.
Nice, good finish there to start the second quarter from Madalena Ochoa, who's playing with 2 fouls tonight.
Ochoa, the transfer junior out of Phoenix, Arizona, and that shot just a bit short from Maggie Long.
Ochoa, Kendall Fisher pulling up the shot.
Ochoa brings it up inside of the corner, gives it away to Grissom. Grissom down low, gives it away. Now Miller will take a drive down low. She is fouled on the way up by Ferris.
So Jade Ferris, that's her second foul of the game, and Morgan Miller will head to the line for the first time tonight. Of course, Morgan Miller only played a minute against Lord.
Miller, the 5'10 freshman out of Canton, Michigan, went to Plymouth High School in her first sign of action in this game here tonight.
She's averaging 1.4 per game and, of course, 1.8 in rebounds per game.
There's both free throws there. Nagel will bring things up. Brings it over to Long. Now back to Nagel. Ferris. Now back to Nagel. Up top for Huey. Shot clock down to 7. Fisher, 3-ball off the rim. Ball loose. Taken away, back by Long.
Nicely done by Addie Long on the offensive rebound.
Long at the drive down the baseline. Made contact, no whistle. She'll go back down again. Fouled on the way up and one. Wow, 3-point opportunity for Maggie Long.
Maggie Long just trying to fight through it, going over to the baseline, and she manages to put it into the basket and a chance to add one more to it.
She just threw it up, hoping for a miracle, and it came down. And she finishes the 3-point play. Lead is now back to 30.
And of course, Maggie Long picking up 14 points so far. She's now leading the team tonight. And perfect in free throw attempts so far here for Maggie Long.
Malik. Gives it back up top for Grissom. Grissom down the lane. And that one just rolls off. Rebounded by Ferris. Pressured by Callison. Gives it off to Fisher. Fisher in transition. Gives it away to Huey. Back up top for Long. Now around the perimeter to Nagel. Down low for Ferris. And we will get a block. And foul will be called on Kiera Callison.
Yeah, Kiera Callison with her second foul of the game.
Talking about the offensive contributions from everybody from LTU. Maggie Long, 14 points. Annie Nagel with 10. Jade Ferris with 12. And Julia Huey with 9. Underneath, Fisher, and one!
And what a way.
Second, back-to-back 3-point opportunities and back-to-back possessions for LTU. And Fisher, who has been rather quiet, has a chance now to add on to her total.
And Kendall Fisher so perfect so far, 2 for 2 coming into the second half.
Fisher's been rather quiet, and the rest of her teammates have been doing all the work. And off the glass and in, Fisher now up to 7 points. So everybody's just clicking along. All cylinders are running at the same time.
And of course, you got 3 players on the Blue Devil side. Long, Ferret, and Nagel are in double digits.
Checking back in is Sidney Dixon. Gives it away to Malik. Up top, Miller. Down into the paint. Morgan Miller in traffic, and that's an and one on the other end. So both these teams are having rather good responses on either end. And now Morgan Miller will have a chance at a three-point play.
That is the third straight three-point opportunity for both of these teams. This time it's on the UFM Dearborn side. And of course, Morgan Miller will head to the line and shoot and add one more to it.
Off the heel, rebounded by Beatty as the foul was on Kylie Beatty. Nagel, bring things up. Fisher feeds Jade Ferris. Ferris, drive into the paint. Ferris off the glass and in. That is classic Jade Ferris that we have seen thus far tonight. She's putting on a great display down low in the paint.
Yep. Great wonders there from Jade Ferris, putting on the show here, and almost a turnover.
Ball
on
nearly
the
was
Dearborn
loose.
Side.
Fisher's great at doing that, taking away the opportunity. Now Miller inside the paint. And we got a foul away, and it's against Kylie Beatty. Appears to be for a reach. And
so that's
for
the
Beatty.
second foul of the game.
Yeah.
And so far, both of these teams, even with 3 fouls.
Dixon got down to the baseline. Off the glass, loose for it, picked up by Ferris. In transition, Fisher into the paint. Try to go for the reverse shot. Out of bounds, and it will go the other way.
There was last talk of Addie Nagel, who was trying to keep it in bounds, but could not manage to do it. And she'll head out, and she'll replace Bailey Stevens.
Stevens checks back in. Gracie Mitchell looking to check in for her first appearance of the night. Miller around the perimeter, ball loose again. LTU with solid defense, nearly has a couple of takeaways. Sienna Smith, shot is off the rim, ball is loose, it's a race for it, and it's won by Miller. Tipped up and picked away by Stevens. Stevens pass out over to Long. Long in transition, gives it away to Beatty.
You see, I saw Grace Howard saying 4.
Euro off the glass, ball still loose. Picked away and regained by U of M Dearborn. Smith gives it away. Morgan Miller with a 3-ball shot is short off the rim. Ball is loose. We get a loose ball foul coming, and it'll go against Kylie Beatty. That's her 3rd foul.
And Kylie Beatty needs to be careful at least, and she'll head off, and Gracie Mitchell will head on over, and Abby Ray will return to the game.
Ferris and Beatty will return to the bench. Ray, who played over 3 minutes in the first half. Gracie Mitchell, this is her first sign of action here tonight.
And of course, Gracie Mitchell played 9 minutes at Mount Vernon Nazarene. She picked up 3 points and 1 rebound. And a traveling call on LTU.
Gracie Mitchell tried to come up with a rebound, felt a little bit of pressure and just dragged that 1 foot. And it will be a turnover and will stay over here with U of M Dearborn. And possession stays as it goes off the hand of Fisher. Defense is still going to stay solid here.
Defense has been impressive so far here in this game for LTU.
As we await for an inbound play.
And so far, U of M Dearborn have showing some signs of improvements so far from the first half of play.
Brooklyn Taylor, Dixon, 3-point shot is short off the heel. Loose ball, it's a scramble for it. Back up top again. Taylor, now Smith. Good behind the back shot, down low. And Sienna Smith will go to the line as the foul is going to be called on Gracie Mitchell. So for U of M Dearborn, they spend a good amount of time on this end, on their end of the offensive board. And Grace Howerton wisely calls a timeout because it almost seems like the defense is kind of unraveling here because that's 5 team fouls already. That puts U of M Dearborn into the bonus. Kind of like a repeat of the first quarter. where LTU was getting into foul trouble. They put U of M Dearborn into the bonus, but no harm, no foul. At the end of it, LTU came away, and they only allowed 9 points for U of M Dearborn.
Yeah, and they're playing in an aggressive type of way, which is fine, but they need to make things, gotta be careful not to give up any fouls at least.
Aggressive but conservative. So hopefully nothing comes of it. The lead remains at 23. So still a good amount for LTU to basically put their comforts on, but still, U of M Dearborn was going to fight back. They were down 31 at the start of this half.
And Sam Smith put it in the first bucket.
And she nails both of them. Checking back in is Abby Fullerton. She will replace Morgan Miller.
And of course, Abby Fullerton, didn't mention her about that in the first half. She played 26 minutes at Lord, 17 points, 8 rebounds, and a steal. She was 6 for 13 in field goal attempts.
Fisher back up top. Long drives down to the baseline. Back up top, Abby Ray. Down low for Gracie Mitchell. Back up top for Stevens. Back down low to Mitchell. Mitchell on the ball, and it's knocked away, rebounded by Fullerton.
Gracie Mitchell had a good look here at the bucket, but couldn't connect.
Sienna Smith over to Fullerton. Down low to the baseline.
Oh,
and an
wow.
and one goes in. An aggressive drive.
How about that from Abby Fullerton, putting up a show here.
And that foul is going to be called on Gracie Mitchell. That's her second. But how about that drive right there by Fullerton, not giving up on anything.
Abby Fullerton went through 2 Blue Devils players, and she managed to put it up for the foul and one.
It was almost like a too easy of a foul to get right there. And now for the second time in this quarter, a player from U of M Dearborn is converted on a 3-point opportunity. So Stevens will bring things up. Give it away to Addie Nagel. The Wolverines have made things a little bit interesting. LTU trying to extend even further. Long, over to Nagel, down low to Jade Ferris, who checks back in. Ferris, Fisher, pull-up shot, and it sinks in. So Fisher gets it on the exit a bit, and the lead is now back to an even 30.
And Kendall Fisher putting up 9 points now in this game.
And very alertly, Fisher all over the place, knocks it out of bounds. 56-26. LTU had a 31-point lead at the beginning of this half. Three-pointer shot coming and sinks in. Long three put in by Abby Fullerton.
6 points for Abby Fullerton.
Make that 6 for Fullerton coming in. Long. Now for Nagel. Nagel drives down the baseline, puts it up and sinks it in. Nagel puts it up for 12.
Nice way to fight through there for Addie Nagel. And of course, like I said, for Addie Nagel, at the three-pointer comes up short. Remember, she had a career high of 17 points in the last game against Mount Vernon at the rim.
Long again. Puts it up and she will go to the line to shoot. So Long being aggressive on the other end.
So Abby Fullerton picking up her second foul of the game.
So for LTU, they've been able to respond thus far and keep things within a high amount of points. As Long makes the first rebound. Long already with 14. Looking to add on her total. And in and out.
That was her first missed attempt on the free throw attempts. Now 3 for 4.
Sienna Smith down low, pull-up shot, and that one curls in. Sienna Smith now into double-digit points. She's been getting red hot, and Grace Howerton mentioned it to me earlier before the game that it is Sienna Smith that they have to contain at all costs. Even though U of M Dearborn is not at the best of starts this season, Sienna Smith is still one of their playmakers.
And they got to neutralize Sienna Smith at all costs.
Gracie Bobo will check in. This will be her first action of the night. She replaces Kendall Fisher.
And of course, Gracie Bobo played 5 minutes at Mount Vernon Nazarene. She was 2 for 10 in field goal attempts, also 2 for 10 in three-pointers. Only picking up 9 points this season.
Bobo, the freshman out of Mishawaka, Indiana. One of the many playmakers. Gives it away to Nagel.
Time's running out.
Trying to feed Jade Ferris down low. They go up top. Shot clock down to 2. Long puts it up. It's off the heel. Rebounded and kicked. It will go out of bounds to LTU. It make that U of M Dearborn rather. But LTU had a golden opportunity to grab that ball, but it went off the foot of Martin.
It was Maddie Long. Well, that's okay.
No hard, no foul. Fullerton into a trap. Now Dixon. She'll put up a 3, and it's very short. Sienna Smith quickly on the rebound, and the underneath shot goes in.
That's a good finish there from Sienna Smith after the miss from Sydney Dixon from the three-pointer.
Pressure by Dixon. And this amount of pressure by U of M Dearborn and Sienna Smith has forced Grace Howard to call another timeout. Even with her team up by 26, she still does not want to give things away too early. She does not want everybody slacking off at this point. They have a monster lead. They cannot allow themselves to let U of M Dearborn to get back into this one.
And they cannot afford to minimize the lead as well. But so far, a good performance there for LTU in the third quarter. Meanwhile, U of M Dearborn is definitely trying to catch things up here and definitely putting on a good performance there as well.
So this will be Grace Howard's second timeout of the third quarter. LTU is still up by big. They're up by 26 after being up by 31 at the start of the quarter. So Sienna Smith now up to 12 points. She has been the main key source of offense for the Wolverines right here. And she's been getting hot, especially on the offensive board. But she got that rebound and a good underneath shot.
And of course, the Blue Devils
it was the one player that the Blue Devils still need to contain, even though they're up big.
Yeah, and got to mention, of course, Dominique Evans, of course, number 10 for the Blue Devils, still out. Also, hopefully we might see her soon as well. But so far, LTU has been very impressive so far here with 2:05 left to go here in the third.
Nearly taken away again. U of M Dearborn trying to show all kinds of pressure. Being down by 26, they're not giving up into it as we are under 2 minutes left to go. Ferris gives it away to Fisher. Wrap around inside the paint. Pull-up floater. In and out. Rebounded by Brooklyn Taylor. Taylor in transition. Fullerton inside the paint on the run. Knocks it free. Gracie Bobo with the rebound.
And of course, the defense of U of M Dearborn trying to catch things up here.
Across to Fisher. Gives it away to Ferris. Ferris inside. Now gives it away to Nagel. Shot clock.
Time's running out.
Down inside 6. They need to put up a shot. Long underneath. Rolls off. Long picks up the rebound. Puts it up again.
Oh, man.
They had Gracie Bobo open in the corner, but Long decided to take the shot.
She was going for it all by her lonesome.
Taylor, nobody in front, and she nails that 18-footer.
There was nobody in
Ball
Taylor
is
trying to
loose.
shoot it.
Miscommunication. LTU cannot afford to unravel it. We're underneath a minute. Nagel atop. Gives it away to Ferris. Try to hit Fisher down low on the backside cut, but it was cut off by Sienna Smith. In transition, Sydney Dixon misses the layup. Shot clock is off. LTU's going to run this out.
And they're going to use their time wisely here.
Lead is 24. Fisher, all kinds of room. They go outside. Gracie Bobo from the corner and rolls off. Ball is loose. Grissom will pull up 3. and it's just off. So after the third quarter comes to an end, after being up 31 at the beginning of this half, they find themselves now up only by 24. What are the necessary adjustments on defense to contain Sienna Smith and the Wolverines from catching any kind of fire?
Trying to stay away from the pressure, relieve the pressure on the Dearborn side of things. And right now, of course, Dearborn's putting on a impressive performance here, 23rd quarter points, but LTU is definitely taking this game over as it is. So if I was Grace Harrigan, I'll try to make sure that we need to tighten up more defenses as well. We try to make sure to take our time wisely and trying to make sure if we got an open lane for sure.
And also good ball, and they also need better communication and good ball control. They only have 6 turnovers compared to the 17 of U of M Dearborn, but they only had 3 the entire first half. And they've already got 3 this entire quarter. So they've got to keep that sharpened up ball control on the offense. And in terms of that, they also need to be aware because U of M Dearborn is crashing on the offensive board more often. They've got a little bit more extra offensive rebounds, therefore more second chance opportunities. So just crisp enough catching their own fire like they did in the first half.
Absolutely, and of course 3 players, like I said, Long, Ferris, and Nagel, all on double digits. So it'll be interesting to see how this fourth quarter will go here for both of these teams as we're getting ready for the final 10 minutes of the game. Want to remind you, of course, later tonight after this game, of course, the men will be taking over the court at 7:30 Eastern as U of M Dearborn and LTU men's basketball after the basketball doubleheader continues.
Down low for Ferris. Pull-up shot, and that one goes in. Jade Ferris with a hot start for LTU to start the fourth quarter.
16 points tonight for Jade Ferris.
Yeah, and that men's matchup, the LTU men's team looking for their first conference win as well this year. Trying to come back after back-to-back close losses, both against Aquinas and then Spring Arbor University. Sienna Smith, good footwork down low. Passes it out, Fullerton mishandles. Gives it out to Taylor, shot clock down to 5. Ochoa, Sienna Smith, 3-ball shot, and it just came up short, did not hit the rim, and that will be a shot clock violation. We go the other way. Dearborn showing a little bit of pressure. Nagel will bring things up. Ferris screens, Nagel gives it away to Fisher. Fisher inside the paint, got knocked away, and it will be a double dribble. Wow. That seemed to be very close. It looked like Grissom got a hand on it and knocked away the shot. But as
she was trying to hang on to it at least.
Well, for the moment, it's a turnover. And now the other way goes the Wolverines.
So far, 7 turnovers for LTU to the Wolverines 18.
And that was an easy lane taken by India Grisham. Grissom now up to 4 points. LTU trying to respond. Nagel up top to Fisher. Fisher down low through traffic. And we do get a foul, and it will be a block.
And Kendall Fisher will head to the line.
That was going to be on Madalena Ochoa. That will be her 4th foul.
So she's got to be careful. One more, and she'll be fouled out of the game. Kendall Fisher, 3 for 3 tonight, only picking up 9 points.
Nails that first free throw attempt. Ochoa, the transfer junior out of Phoenix, Arizona, went to Phoenix College. As Fisher nails both free throws. Sydney Dixon will check back in for Ochoa.
So far tonight, Sydney Dixon 0 for 6 in field goal attempts, 0 for 4 in three-pointers, but she was 1 for 2 in 3 throws.
Brooklyn Taylor brings things up, gives it away to Grissom. Good footwork inside, another lane taken, and another bucket by India Grissom.
Nice high step in there from India Grissom, going to the lane and putting up the finish.
First it was Sienna Smith catching fire. Now it's India Grissom.
India Grissom now with 8 points tonight.
Fisher, good footwork around, inside the paint, throws it up, off the heel. Taylor with the rebound, and Fisher's going to be called for a reach. Morgan Miller checks in for Abby Fullerton as Fisher picks up her first foul, so no harm there.
No harm, no foul there for Kendall Fisher. She's putting up a great performance here tonight for LTU.
Only 11 points, trying to get on the front. Dixon on the lane, and we get another foul called here. And it will be on Fisher. That's back-to-back fouls called on Kendall Fisher.
Looked like it spoke too soon.
Kylie Beatty checks in.
So Fisher will head on back, and Kylie Beatty will head back on.
Dixon makes the first.
She was 1 for 2, now 2 for 3.
Lead is only down. Dearborn's been cutting into this deficit a bit. They were down 24 at the beginning of this quarter. Nagel gives it away, good leading pass.
Huey's open.
Ferris takes it herself and it rolls off. Lead is 22 now for LTU. Sienna Smith working against Jade Ferris.
Uh-oh.
The sound of a trap. He picks up a dribble. Dixon down low into the lane. No whistle blown. Good defensive display right there. Now Addie Nagel. Gives it to Huey. Down low for Ferris. Ferris pump face down the baseline, off the glass and in. Ferris within even 18 points.
What a way to put on the good high hustle there for Jade Ferris.
Another collision down low and no whistle is blown, and another takeaway. Nagel, all kinds of pressure being shown by Grissom. Back up top again. Beatty. Nagel again, hangs it off from Maggie Long. Pressured again by Grissom. And a foul is called. Grissom called for the reach. Bailey Stevens and Gabby Goff will check in.
So India Grissom gets called for the foul. So Gabby Goff returns to the game.
Yeah, but keep in mind also Kylie Beatty's no buckets yet and has 3 fouls tonight, so it's kind of risky. But you have one of your senior leaders down there. Down low, Beatty. She gets her first bucket of the night.
Yes. Well done there for Kylie Beatty, who has been trying to fight for her opportunities, and she finally get it done.
Another collision, no whistle, but the whistle does blow for a jump ball. That's like the 3rd straight possession in which there's been a mid-collision down low, and we would get a timeout called. I saw on U of M Dearborn and Beth Bowers.
I saw Kylie Beatty went down, so I believe that she was contacted.
Stevens or Beatty, somebody's been contacted down there on 3 straight possessions by U of M Dearborn, but no whistle's been blown. Nothing for a block, nothing for a charge. They just let play go.
Absolutely. I mean, from referee's discretion, I think it was probably not as much contact as what it is. That's why they're playing it on. So, but you know, so far it's been a good 4th quarter here so far.
Yeah, almost like the refs are like, there's a lot of collisions. Let's just let play go until we can sort more simple stuff out. So U of M Dearborn will have to inbound from underneath.
5:55 to play.
Off the knee of Goff, and we'll do it again.
Goes off with Gabby Goff.
Being very alert. Now Morgan Miller will inbound. Switch spots. Huey on the pressure. Nearly running out of time. They just get it off. Up top to Taylor. Taylor outside. Grissom. 3-ball shot, and that one sinks through. Grissom now in double digits with 11.
Now, of course, Grissom Now 1 for 5 now. That she put in her first 3 points. And now 4 for 12 in field goal attempts.
Down low, Kylie Beatty again. Puts it up, and it's just over the rim. And we'll go the opposite way with the Wolverines.
It was last touch off of Sydney Dixon.
.3 lead. Lawrence Tech looking to tie up their conference record at 1-1. Sienna Smith against Goff. Keeps her in front. Gives it away to Sydney Dixon. Dixon inside traffic. Gives it away to Taylor. Long 3-shot opportunity off the front rim. Rebounded by Miller, who's falling on the floor. And it will be a jump ball. And possession will go to LTU.
LTU finally get things going here from inside the paint.
Good hustle on the defensive end. The Wolverines put on a full court press. Stevens against Taylor. Good ball control, nearly taken away. Stevens regains it, puts it out to the corner for Goff. Now top for Beatty. Abby Ray checks in. Ray drives down the lane, puts it off. It's a scramble for it, and Brooklyn Taylor comes away with a rebound.
Abby Ray trying to go for the opportunity, but couldn't get the offensive rebound.
Pressured. Green taken on by Goff. 3-ball shot is short. Maggie Long comes away with it. And quickly down the other side of the court. Into pressure. Bounce pass over to Bailey Stevens. Stevens down low for Goff. Goff puts up a shot, and it's blocked away and taken away by Smith. Smith again. Down the lane. Outside for Taylor. 18-footer shot goes in. Brooklyn Taylor now up to 4 points.
And it wasn't easy for U of M Dearborn, but they managed to pull it through, and now we got a timeout on the LTU.
Grace Howerton takes her first timeout at the fourth quarter. It'll be a full timeout as LTU's lead is getting a little bit shorter. Lead's now up to 20. Lead's now 21. So they were up by 31. So almost a 10-point differential as the quarters start to wind down. So do you believe that the strength of the defense is still there, but they're kind of lagging off?
They're definitely there, the strength of defense, but I think that they need to tighten up even more. It's a little bit leaking down on the defensive side of things, but they need to make sure to pick things up going forward. We're only got 3:49 left to go in regulation, so we'll see how the defense go from there.
Well, we got 3 minutes and 49 seconds remaining to go in the fourth quarter of what has been a very entertaining matchup and a good offensive display by LTU. Something that they've been needing over the past couple of weeks. They've lost 3 straight games, 2 of which were actually very close. Their game against Taylor, the game against Aquinas, and then they got blew out by Mount Vernon Nazarene. So this is a good bounce back offensive display as LTU is trying to even up their record as we got subs aplenty.
And it's definitely close here in the fourth quarter, 11-8 in favor of U of M Dearborn, but LTU in this game so far on a roll here.
Into the corner for Ray. Now Nagel gives away to Olivia Seedlecki, her first opportunity of the night. Down low, Jacobs trying to put it away. Ball's loose and a foul by Seedlecki. Kate Jacobs, the 6'3" freshman out of Harlan, Michigan, gets her first sign of action tonight, along with Seedlecki, the sophomore out of Grand Rapids.
And of course, for Kate Jacobs, she only played a minute against Mount Vernon Nazarene, and Seedlecki 3 minutes, and she was 0 for 1 in field goal attempts.
Down low, Ochoa, pull-up shot off the side of the rim. Nagel with the rebound. If it's one thing about Kate Jacobs that they mentioned down low, Ray, 3-ball opportunity off the side of the rim. Rebound, Seedlecki puts it up off the glass, just rolls off. Rebounded by Sienna Smith. But Grace Howerton mentioned about Kate Jacobs. The use of her size is so key. As she continues to grow into this program, they will rely on her more often down low as the center. Drive to the basket. Off in and out. Rebounded by Nagel. Pressured by Taylor. Brings it up. Good pressure by Brooklyn Taylor. Screen by Jacobs. Into the lane, down into the paint.
Oh, what a rejection by Sienna Smith.
A good rejection blocked by Sienna Smith, and it will go back to the Wolverines. And this is the opportunity, Jan, that we get to see the full potential of the bench of the LTU right here, especially with Kate Jacobs. 6'3", one of the most, probably a very athletic center. You see the potential right here. This could be a very good offensive display. Shot is way short, and it will go the other way off the turnover.
Off of Sarah Malak, who just came into the game. Sarah Malak is from White Lake, Michigan. She only played 3 minutes at Lawrence, and she was 0 for 1, picking up 15 points on the season, while picking up 5 for 12 in field goal attempts.
Abby Ray gives it away to Jacobs. Back to Ray. Ray down low, down the lane, knocked up. And it's Taylor who comes away with it. We're under 2 minutes left to go in this game. Ochoa to the corner for Abby Fullerton. Fullerton in the baseline. Picked up by Malik to the top of the key. Ochoa off the front side of the rim. Picked up by Taylor. New shot clock. Down low, Sienna Smith. Up top for Fullerton. She'll take a 3-point shot. That one's off the front side of the rim. Rebounded by Jacobs.
And I got to mention, KJ, she is now the tallest person on this LTU squad.
Hoping to use her versatility to LTU's advantage, but Grace Howard is going to call a timeout. Her second of the quarter with 1:26 left to go. Still a 21-point deficit. So we get to see the bench right here for LTU. You see the potential. And talking to Grace Howerton before the start of the season, she realizes the potential herself. Kate Jacobs down low, 6'3". Not a lot of centers you can come across these days. And also the versatility. Gracie Bobo, Bailey Stevens, Abby Ray. This is the future that we are witnessing of this LTU program.
Yeah, and so far they have been impressive here tonight. Putting off some great show here. Of course, Patty Nagle, of course, like we mentioned throughout the broadcast, of course, a career high of 17 points. Right now, she's picking up 12 points. And so this is a good opportunity there. And of course, with Coach Grace Harrigan, it's very wise to make sure to use these players at a good time, and using the bench is for great potential.
Gracie Mitchell will check back in along with Gracie Bowen. So the bench trying to finish this one off for LTU as they look to even up their conference record at a win and a loss apiece. Over to Stevens, down low for Jacobs. Jacobs down into the paint, spin move around, off the glass and in. Kate Jacobs, her first bucket of the night, and adds on. Using that size to her advantage at 6'3". Into the lane, back up top. Malik, ball's loose. Malik regains. Back up top for Morgan Miller. Down low again, off the high glass, off the side of the rim. Ray picks it up. Gives it away to Bailey Stevens. This is a good sign for the bench if they're able to hold off U of M Dearborn for the remaining minutes. Stevens, good ball control. Finds Gracie Mitchell. Mitchell being pressured by Morgan Miller. Mitchell down low. Jacobs again.
Back-to-back.
Puts the exclamation point on this game.
Back-to-back buckets there for Kate Jacobs, who recently came onto the game. And boy, she's putting up some good pressure here.
Loose ball opportunity. They will call for a jump ball.
I think it'll stay with U of M Dearborn.
And it will. So 20.2 remaining. About 2-second difference between the shot clock and the play clock. So Kate Jacobs off the bench makes a huge impact with 2 buckets. That will be the exclamation point. Corner 3, just off. Abby Ray with the rebound. Gives it away to Bailey Stevens.
You see the pressure still mounting here.
Fouled on by Malik.
And that's a foul to give.
Not that it will matter, as this will be a great offensive display. Bailey Stevens will let the clock wind down for the remaining seconds rather. And with that, LTU bounces back, and they have evened up their record in the conference to 1 win and 1 loss apiece. John, your quick thoughts.
It was a good battle here. And I gotta say, what a great performance. What a good performance there for LTU. Putting up a great offensive display and a good defensive display. And right now, they could utilize it for their next game here. And this is a good opportunity going forward here in conference play, because if they wanted to show their momentum, that's where they needed to be, right here.
So after losing 3 straight games, LTU finally gets a home win again, and they improve their record to 2-3 on the year. They improved their conference record to 1-1 on the year. This is great fire. This was a great offensive display by LTU as they win this one by a final of 71-46. So in a few moments, the men's matchup will start underway. For Jan Volker, I'm John Stowe. We will see you right here back on the LTU Network for men's basketball later on. We'll see you right here soon.